Once the sail was put in place on the mast, our new ship was ready for the sea. It wouldn't be long before we'd be leaving the island for good and on our way to Australia. Mr. Morton kept a close eye on the changing tides and currents. He said he was a man of the sea and would know the right time to leave just by watching the ocean. Father said he was a good sailor and that he trusted Mr. Morton, so I trusted him too.
Well, that should be enough. If the current carries the wood to sea, it's fair sailing tomorrow.
There, that should do it.
There.
You get some rest now, Jack. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Good night, son. How are the food preparations coming along, Anna?
Good. We've already finished preparing everything. This is more than Mr. Morton requested.
Great.
I'd rather pack more than not enough.
I'm sure Mr. Morton will be pleased.
Here, Mother, here's some more.
Thank you, Becca. You've been such a big help today.
Are we really ready to leave tomorrow, Father?
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm ready to leave now.
So am I. There's no telling when another dreadful earthquake may hit.
I'll ask Mr. Morton what time we leave in the morning.
That means that maybe this will be our last night to sleep in the treehouse.
Gosh, I never thought of that.
It's been a very good home to us all, and we have much to be thankful for in the time we've spent here.
I'll never forget this old treehouse. It's almost sad to leave it now.
Oh, Father, can't we just leave the treehouse like it is? Maybe someone will need it.
Of course, Becca. We weren't planning on changing it.
Perhaps our treehouse can become a home to others one day.
But there aren't any others. We already know there's no one living on the island except for us, Mr. Morton, and Tom Tom.
What Mother means is other shipwrecked people could stay here if they had to.
Actually, I hope that never happens to anyone. What I was thinking of, really, were the animals of the island. Wouldn't it be nice if our animal friends moved in and made use of the treehouse after we've gone?
It could be our way of giving something back to the island after all we've received.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if the treehouse really did become a giant birdhouse to all the birds of the island? Of course, Mercedes' friends could live there, too. They could have the bunk beds all to themselves and play every day until nighttime. I'd also want our ostrich to live here, so she could have a safe place to lay her eggs. That way, nothing could harm her babies once they've hatched.
Becca! Becca, what's so funny? What are you laughing about?
The treehouse, it could be a big birdhouse.
Well, doesn't look very promising at this point. We can't sail when the tides are coming in.
Good morning, Mr. Morton.
Hello, sir!
Hey, hello, Mr. Morton.
What is it? Why are you all here together?
Well, the food's been prepared and we're rather anxious to get going, so when can we leave?
Not today.
Oh.
Why not?
But the weather looks perfect, Mr. Morton. Why can't we leave right now?
Look over here.
Huh? Oh.
See these pieces of wood? I took them out to sea in the canoe yesterday. I scattered them about, but the ocean brought them back in, which means the current's flowing the wrong way.
But we don't have to depend on the current alone, do we? Now that our ship has a sail, we'll be safe.
I'm afraid the sail does not ensure a safe voyage. Without a consistent wind to guide us, our sail won't help us out a bit. We'll have to wait till the wind picks up again. Look! As far as you can see, the air is calm. Not even a breeze at the cliff's edge. And on such a long journey, we must be careful to go with the wind, not without it.
I see. When do you think the conditions will improve?
I don't know. There's no telling how long we'll wait.
We could be waiting for days, maybe even weeks.
But that's a long time.
Now, Becca, we mustn't complain. Mr. Morton's doing everything he can.
Yes, sir.
There's one other matter. What were you planning to do with the animals before we leave?
The animals?
Yes, we barely have enough room on board for the passengers, much less any animals. And they require far more food than we can carry, so you'll have to get rid of them before boarding.
What? Get rid of them?
Yep. You can do with them what you like. Makes no difference to me, but there'll be no animals on this voyage.
How come? Why can't we take them with us, Mr. Morton?
I already told you. There will only be enough food and water for the 7 of us. Do you want the animals to suffer?
No, of course not. That's a good dog, Brewster. You've been our best friend, and we'll always love you. I can't bear to leave him here. There must be some way to bring all the animals with us.
But how? Mr. Morton made his orders
Oh,
perfectly
dear.
clear.
Can we tug the animals in a small boat?
That's a good idea, Jack. Can't we try it?
I don't think there's anything we can do about it, Becca.
It's hopeless. Poor Brewster.
Ernest, I'm concerned about leaving the animals here on the island. The children will be heartbroken if Mr. Morton isn't willing to reconsider.
Then we must insist on bringing Mercedes and Brewster along.
Good. Oh,
What, dear?
the children are so sad.
Maybe Mr. Morton was warning us not to plan on bringing all the animals. He should allow Brewster, because he's part of the family.
And maybe we should bring Mercedes, because she is very small.
Hey, wait! Why would we have to leave the goats behind?
Oh, Becca. You scared them away because you were shouting.
I didn't mean to.
Children? We need to speak to you.
Yes, Father? What is it?
Well, Mother and I have been discussing the animals. We've decided to ask Mr. Morton to let Mercedes and Brewster on board for the voyage. However, we won't be able to bring the goats.
But, Father, that's not fair. Why can't they come?
I'm afraid it's just not practical, Becca, and Mr. Morton won't allow it. The best thing we can do is return the goats to their valley, where they can live on their own as they did before.
No, we can't leave them.
Becca, we have got to do what is best for them. Even if the goats did go with us, how would we feed them? Goats are grass-eating animals, and there's no telling how long we'll be at sea. Do you realize how much grass it would take to feed them? We can't carry the extra load aboard.
We can gather lots of hay instead of grass. Hay is much lighter and easier to carry, and we can feed them corn if we don't have enough hay to last. Please, Father. We just have to take them. They won't eat very much.
Becca, there isn't any extra corn left for the goats. We need all the food we prepared.
But can't we catch fish when we get hungry?
Becca, we won't know for sure until we get out to sea.
Then I'm not going. I can't leave them. Bates. If they won't let me take you with them, then I'm not going either.
Oh dear, she's so upset.
Becca, we want you to understand why we decided not to bring the goats with us. Mr. Morton can't guarantee our safety on this long voyage in such a small ship. He said we have a 50% chance of making it all the way to Australia without any problems, and we believe the journey will be successful. However, there's also a very serious possibility of running into an unfortunate situation that could be very dangerous for everyone. Stormy conditions could take us far off course. Or worse yet, we could be capsized and left floundering in the ocean. Or what if we never found land or ran out of food and water completely? That wouldn't be fair for the goats, now would it, Becca? They should be left here. This island is their home. They're safer here.
That's right. If we return them to the valley where they lived before, there's a chance they may find the father goat and live as a family again.
Becca, it would be very brave of you indeed to let them go.
I knew Father was right, but letting them go was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. There, that's good. Now eat up as much as you can. This is the last time I'll be feeding you.
Oh,
Thank you for being such a good goat and for giving us fresh milk every day. Bates, when you reach the valley, go find your father goat. He can protect you from the jackals.
here you go. This should be enough food for now.
Thank you.
Make sure the rope is secured, but not too tight, Fritz.
Yes, sir.
Well, Becca, would you like to come along with us?
Oh, no! I don't think I can bear the sight of leaving them there all alone in the valley, Father.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's time to go.
Goodbye, dear goats, and be safe.
Goodbye, Eric and Bates. Please be very careful.
Goodbye, Eric, my friend. And you, Bates, I will miss you so. Please don't ever forget me. Goodbye, Bates.
Come, Fritz. We must go.
Yes.
Bye-bye, goats.
Goodbye. Forever. I couldn't stop thinking about the goats and wondering if they'd be all right. I wasn't even excited about leaving anymore.
Still no change in the tide. Becca looks upset. Why is she all alone? What's the matter with her?
She's angry at you.
At me?
Yes, because you said no animals on board.
Becca?
I am also angry.
But why, Tommy? Oh.
I think the little goat's getting tired.
Well, it won't be much longer. We're almost there now.
The poor goats don't even know where we're taking them.
Yes, but it's for their own good, Fritz. There we go.
Will they be able to survive on their own here?
Certainly. There's plenty of foliage to sustain them in this region of the island. I believe this is where I found them originally. Let's untie the ropes.
Do they remember this valley?
I think perhaps the mother does. Go now. Go on.
Go ahead, you're free. Go.
I hope they'll be able to find the father goat one day.
He's nowhere to be found now. Hey, look! They're coming back to us.
Yes. When I tell you, walk off to the right. We'll hide behind the bush where they can't see us. All right?
Right.
Ready? Let's go. Run! We made it, Fritz. Now we've got to make our way over to those rocks.
If we stay low to the ground, they probably won't see us. Huh? This isn't working.
The goats are so used to being with people, they'd rather follow us than be free.
Maybe we should tie them to a tree so they can't follow us.
That wouldn't be safe for them, Fritz. They wouldn't be able to defend themselves from predators if they were restrained.
I guess you're right.
I've got an idea. Both of us will run in opposite directions. I'll run over to this side, while you go over there, and then we'll meet up on the other side of the hill, okay? Are you ready?
Ready.
Go. I guess we finally lost him.
Yeah. Think they'll be all right, Dad?
Of course they will, son. Hmm? What is it, Fritz?
Oh, nothing, I guess.
The soup's ready, children. Would you like a taste?
No thanks.
I want to try some, Mama. Is it good?
Here, Jack.
Yummy.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Hello?
Hi, everyone.
Fritz and Dad are back.
How was the trip?
Just fine.
Where are they?
Why, they're in the valley, Becca. They'll be fine. Don't worry.
Long after everyone else had gone to sleep, I was still wide awake. I couldn't stop thinking about Eric and Bates being all alone in the valley. I hope they'll be safe from the jackals. Early the next morning, we were in for a big surprise. Eric and Bates have come home! Huh? Eric, Bates! You're back now! Wake up, everybody! Eric and Bates have come home! Hurry, look! Bates! I'm so glad you came back home. Oh, were you frightened out there? Well, you're safe now. Oh, and I didn't forget about you either, Eric. I'm so glad you found the way home. I missed you both, but I just knew you'd come back somehow.
Well, well. Looks like we're spending our day taking them back to the valley.
We have to take them back? I wish we could bring the goats with us. It just doesn't seem fair to leave them here.
I understand, but we have no choice.
Ah, they're going back. Animals will always know their way back.
Fritz? We'll have to blindfold the goats so they don't find their way back.
Blindfold?
I'm afraid we must, or they'll follow our trail home again.
There. That's better. Now you can find your way back if you want to.
Fritz, is the blindfold secured?
Yes, Father, already.
All right, then, let's go. Huh? Now, Fritz, this won't work at all. We've got to keep their eyes covered.
I guess you're right, Father.
I am also sad to leave the goats behind.
I was disappointed when Eric and Bates didn't come back the next morning, or the day after, but I knew they'd be back someday.
Hey, what are you doing, Becca?
Working?
You're still gathering up food to feed to the goats, aren't you? Well, they won't be back. They were blindfolded this time.
Blindfolded?
Even if they do come back, Mr. Morton won't let them on board. You've got to give them up, Becca.
Yes, I know. But just in case, I want to be sure there's lots of food for them if we're already gone. I don't want them to be alone and hungry. Maybe then they'll know we didn't forget them even though we had to leave. I better get back to work.
Here, I'll help.
Thanks, Fritz. I just know Eric and Bates will come back again someday. Someday soon, I hope.